Good evening, everybody. I want to recognize His Majesty, the Obi of Onitsha. I doff my hat for you, sir. The PG Ohaneze, Ndi Igbo Chief Nayawodo, and Dr. Eliazu, Chairman of this occasion. I want to thank every one of us that have spoken. We've spoken very well. I want to talk on a little bit on integration of the Igbo nation. There are a lot that has to be done within the Igbo-speaking, larger Igbo-speaking group. The minorities which I represent, my name is Ndi Wabali. I'm an Ikwerre. I'm from Ikwerre. I'm from Ethiopia in Ikwerre local government. My people, we call ourselves the Ikwerre people. And our relationship, I want to dwell very much on our relationship and what the way forward that will go, since this is Ohaneze, yesterday, present, and in the future. I see myself very much as an Igbo man, but I will want Ohaneze going forward to address a lot of issues around it. We have to be very strategic. We're entering into a nation that everybody is planning. If we go planless, it will be a very big problem for us in the future. We cannot remove our neighborliness. We cannot remove our Igbo-ness in us. We will continue to be part of the larger Igbo-speaking group. It is disheartening that my people, the Ikwerre people, are always victimized within the context of our unity, within the larger Igbo group. It could be seen from different perspectives. One, due to the failure of the larger Igbo-speaking group to accommodate the Ikwerre people, the Ikwerre people, and other minority, other ethnic speaking, Igbo-speaking group within, take my own state. I will talk about River State now. Two, the failure of the larger Igbo-speaking group to really understand our distinctiveness and our culture and our tradition. It is very, very important that there is an understanding of the people who we are and our relationship in the Igbo Union. The failure, three, the failure of the larger Igbo group to respect our value system. I'll give you a typical example. I grew up to know that every person I talk with, they tell me, oh, I will change our name from Umu to Rumu. In my dictionary, in our dictionary, even up to documents before the Civil War, we had our names. We had our names, our towns as Rumu. But people changed it and we're taking ownership of us. We will want all those to change. And the levity with which the larger Igbo-speaking group take issues that pertain to the Ikwerre-Igbo and other Igbo-speaking minorities in River State. We have always welcomed to be part and parcel of the larger Igbo group from time of the defunct Igbo Union. It could be recalled that the first meeting of the Igbo Union was held in Port Harcourt. It was the reception of Dr. Hong, the first medical doctor of Igbo origin in 1932. My people wholeheartedly accepted the Igbo-ness by ensuring that our names emanated from the larger Igbo group. Names like Nnamdi, names like Chidi, names like Chinyere, names like Chima, a lot of other names, we wholeheartedly accepted it. We changed a lot of things to show that we are Igbos. But unfortunately, our larger brothers have always treated us with levity. We have in the past shown a lot of loyalty to the larger group. It should be recalled that even after the Civil War, we continue after the Civil War with the larger Igbo group. We don't forget that it was impossible to win elections in Ikwerre land if you are not an NCNC person. I'm a fourth generation of educated people in my place. My both grandparents were pioneer councillors, Ikwerre County Council. So my both grandparents too were pioneer teachers and pioneer bankers in my ethnic Ikwerre group. We supported NCNC. In fact, my grandfather on the other side failed the election because he supported Action Group. And he always failed the election in my place because he supported Action Group. But the other side, my grandfather on my mother's side was always winning the election. He did not deny his Igbo-ness. Every one of us has always been seen ourselves as Igbos. But unfortunately, the people that denies us, our brothers. Our brothers. Take for instance, Jackson Mb, Chief Jackson Mb, before the Civil War, was chairman, Eastern Nigerian Council of Chiefs. He did a lot for the larger ethnic, for the larger group, for Nigeria, the Igbos, for Igbo, and for Biafra. He was the chairman, Eastern Nigerian Council of Chiefs, and equally chairman of Biafran Council of Chiefs. He died heartbroken after the Civil War. These are Ikwerre people that contributed wholeheartedly. Take Dr. Wabali. Dr. Wabali was one of the most loyal and trustworthy Igbo men in the Senate. His loyalty earned him the Senate leadership in NPP. He wholeheartedly supported Igbo-ness, the Igbo Union. He did everything to make sure that our Igbo-ness comes to play. But we have suffered. My people have suffered very much for being Igbo. After the Civil War, the creation of state, we were denied a lot of things, even allocation of plots in GRA, the allocation of abandoned properties in Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is our heartland. Were not given, were totally alienated because of our Igbo-ness. But our brothers denied us too. We lost governorship in 1979 under MPP, contested by Chief Obidike Wonodi. We lost because of the propaganda by our Ijaw brothers that Igbos are coming back again. In our own town, we were made second-class citizens. We fought tooth and nail. It was not until 16 years ago, almost 16 years ago, or 14 years ago, that we were able to get the governorship of Rivers State. In Ohaneze, in everything pertaining to Igbo land, we have contributed. The contribution of Glory Wonodi, who later became Chief Okobile Wonodi of blessed memory, the contribution of Francis Ella cannot be erased in the Ohaneze history. This present Ohaneze history. PG will attest to it. And I will also want to thank the Ohaneze too for what they have done. This present Ohaneze, the creation of River State. Without missing words, we consider River State as Port Harcourt State, as the sixth state of Igbo land. I have always been conversing this, that we need to be integrated and we need to be very strategic. Look, my people are the mouthpiece at the edge of the river, at the edge of the Atlantic. It is the only access that the Igbo nation has to the Atlantic. And now, in preparation for what might eventually happen in Nigeria, if that integration do not take place, we will find it very difficult to align. Our brothers from the other side, from the the very lower part of my people, are not missing words. Don't forget, Igbo language got up to the Atlantic. The Atlantic that Igbo language got up to are my people. We need to be strategic if we must move forward. If we must do much in this present Ohaneze and in the future, we need to be strategic. My people, we have always been Igbo. We have always been Igbo. I will emphasize it, we have always been Igbo. But the people that have not been that has taken our Igbo-ness for granted are the larger Igbo group. A litmus text is coming. We are always good in terms of everything that has to do with the Igbo nation. We supported Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. We supported Biafra up to the point of losing all our nationality. Before Biafra, we were one of the foremost, most educated ethnic group in former River State. But after Biafra, they marginalized us. We could not get federal appointment. We could not get a lot of things. I say it with tears. Where were my Igbo brothers? They alienated us. We want the new Ohaneze to take seriously the integration of Ikwerre people. And we want a new thinking around who we are with you. I'll tell somebody, my name is Ndi Wabali. The first thing the person will look at me, oh, he's changed his name. My grandfather's name was Eliko, which it was changed because of our Igbo-ness. We did not argue with it, we changed it. It was changed. Most of the people that taught in my place, the missionaries up to the teachers that brought education came from Igbo land, called Central Igbo land, to my people. Anybody that answers Oho, he will change, his name is changed to Ofo. And we never argued it. We want a place where we will be treated as one. Look, in 2017, I'll give you a typical example. In 2017, I was part of the delegation that went to visit Nnamdi Kanu in Kuje prison as an Igbo man from Rivers State. In Nzukomuna. By 2018, I was in that chat group. My name was missing out of there. I am an Ikwerre man. I'm an Igbo man. My name is Ndi Wabali. I cannot go and tell anybody the meaning. Nobody can tell me I will kill you today in Igbo language, in any part of Igbo language, without me knowing. But what has my people done for me? My great-grandmother is an Igbo woman from Balai Sochi. We all have our people there, but we are always distrusted when it comes to things that pertains to Igbo. It is only in Ikwerre land and in other Igbo-speaking minorities in Rivers State that you have the Igbo Union in every village. Every village of Ikwerre, you go, you see the Igbo Union, and you tell us we are one. There is no Igbo Union in Mbise. There is no Igbo Union in Mbise village, or there is no Igbo Union in Abia village. But in Ikwerre village, there will be an Igbo Union. We detest all those things. It makes us to be very apprehensive. We want all those things to change. We've seen the papers, we've seen in terms of loyalty and everything. In 1979, 1978, 1979, we formed the larger part of MPP. We brought MPP in Rivers State. You cannot say anything about MPP without calling an Ikwerre man's name. Chief S.A.J. Wachuku was the national secretary of MPP. Wabali died as a result of the struggle. What struggle? Because we were bringing a foothold in the Atlantic. Nobody, our neighbors from the other side, would not want to hear that. But does our brothers understand? No, they don't. They deride us. They look down on us. They take us with levity. We are, I think, outside the 5 states of, the core states of Eastern Nigeria, former Southeast Nigeria, we are the largest Igbo-speaking group in Nigeria. We are the largest Igbo-speaking group. Look at our contribution. Even in the National Assembly, our people, when it comes to election in my state, the first thing they do is to they'll say, oh, they are going to, the Ohaneze in Rivers State will go and be doing, who will they vote for? Oh yeah, am I not your brother? Are we not your brothers? But we'll go and look at who will vote for, other people to vote for. We are not strategic at all in all what we are doing. The issue of abandoned property comes in. Nobody will go and look at the papers and look at what actually happened. Was it the Ikwerre people that took the properties of our fellow brothers? No. Francis Ella was arrested and detained as SSG. Francis Ella was a PAMSEC in former Eastern Nigeria, was ambassador to France. When he came back to in Rivers State, he was denied being SSG. He was taken to a college of art, a college to become a registrar in a college. When it was his time to become SSG, because of his Igbo-ness, they refused him. Eventually, when they made him, they couldn't but to arrest him. And first time in the history of Nigeria, check the books. All the Igbo-speaking commissioners in Rivers State, in the Rivers State Executive Council, resigned as a result of that, as a result of the detention of Francis Ella. That was what made our people to say, Port Harcourt state or nothing. Land for land, water for water. Did our people support us? Is a question that I want to put in everybody's mind. Emmanuel Aguma, of course, my PG knows him very well. He's of blessed memory. They did everything possible to integrate our people very much back, but were never paid for any good thing, for anything. We're always being in the back lodge of betrayal. Until recently, sorry, I know I'm taking time, but yes, recently I need to strengthen all this so that we'll be able to know where we have heard and know how we will go forward. Until recently, we're good enough, my people, to show our Igbo-ness. Uche Okuku was the Secretary General of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo. Of late is my kings. We have done everything to be part and parcel of our larger group. Rotimi Amechi is coming up to become president of Nigeria. Uche Okuku is good enough to be president or the Secretary General of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo. Rotimi Amechi, in circles, they'll say, he's not Igbo enough. We will not want to see all those things. We want to see an integrated union, an integrated group. Like I said, I will want to keep that. I want to bubble our minds a bit so I will be able to see and talk very much and see how we will go forward. Like I said, my name is Ndi Wabali. In what our brother has proposed, written down in the paper approval presented concerning the formation of Ohaneze, I will want to look at that constitution. I want us to look at that constitution. In my place, we have FX, which is a cultural organization called the Obako Ikwerre Convention. Likewise, the Oba people have theirs too. Likewise, the Che people have theirs too. Likewise, the Ikwerre people. Yes.
Andy, thank you very much. Yes, I'm enjoying this lecture, Andy. Andy, hello. Andy, I'm enjoying this lecture. If you can come in a paper, it will be worthwhile. I assure you to be circulated. But for now, we are still in phase 1. We have not gotten to phase 2, not to talk about the special remarks by the royal father and the governors. So if you pardon me, I'll say, please, I will invite Ezina Nyao to make our contribution. We are getting to the younger generation, and we're also...
Can I just make this? Can I just make this comment, please? Like this
okay, one comment, please.
I want Ohaneze to incorporate our own what they call it, Apex Sociocultural Organization in my state, and others like Obako Eche, Obako Oba, and Obako Ekbeya. All of them should come in and be integrated very much into Ohaneze. The 2 slots given to River State is not enough.
Thank you very much.
Participation in Ohaneze.
Thank you very much. Our PG has taken notes. Andy, thanks. I still challenge you to do a little paper that could focus the new thinking of Ohaneze.
There you are. Go ahead.
Chief Ndi, the President General, Abu Ogidi, will be Onisha, and distinguished chairman of the occasion, Dr. Kumar Elazo. Ndi Igbo. Actually, I'm very, very excited at this program, and I want to sit back and listen with rapt attention, because I am an Igbo Union-born child away from Igbo land. I was born in Zaria. I grew up in Zaria. So what is being said is exciting to me because my mother was President Igbo Union Zaria. So the women were carried along. There was a women's wing in Zaria. The major towns of the north, Kano, Zaria, Kaduna, and Jos, had strong Igbo Union presence, and it worked efficiently, as Dr. Ma Elazo had said. I think that Igbo Union did not function well in Igbo land, except in Aba, parts of Port Harcourt. In Enugu, it was nearly unknown. Lagos had a strong base, as Chief Engineer Chris Okoye announced. I have no reservation in thanking everybody that has made Ohaneze stand till date, through thick and thin. Those people must be complimented. Professor Nwabeze especially must be complimented. I have been almost at the epicenter of it in the past 20 years. So I have lived at point session, seeing all the problems and taking part, policy formulation and court cases, everything. I thank the present PG for the external show of strength that Ohaneze has generated. I think that is very, very good. Igbos rely very much on Ohaneze. We must not let them down. So the problem of finance, etc., can be worked out, but the organization is a necessity for Ndi Igbo. I am done. Thank you all.